bad services. I saw the waiter cut his nails on the bar when I have my food, mediocre food, and the waiter rolled his eyes when I asked for tap water. Worst, I found 4 hair in my food. Never, I'm not going there. Welcome to 1-Star Reviews, home for the funniest comments and reviews on the planet. The Grand India is the finest Indian food centre in central London. It's fully licensed and air conditioned, and you can expect popular Indian dishes such as chicken tikka, pulao rice, onion bhajis. It's only a walking distance from Covent Garden and London's best theatre shows. With a traditional interior and hat-folded napkins, what's not to like about this grand restaurant? The worst restaurant, shaking my head. Me and my granny went there for her birthday and her tea fell out on the drink, and they kicked her out of the restaurant because they said her clothes were smelly. Very bad food too. The worst curry I've eaten. The service was horrible. The knives and forks were thrown on the table. Zero attention to detail. Our 3 beers were flat and cost £20. The food was so average, but the worst part was the cockroach in the toilet. Can't say I'll be visiting again. Cramped tables put side by side with other customers even though the place was half empty. Waiter hovered wanting to take away plates even though only halfway through food. The waiter was not bothered to come to my table to take my order. He was comfortable shouting from other side of the restaurant and replying to me by shouting back and sign languages. The bill he gave me was effing handwritten. Are you kidding me? The normal hotels have computerized bills in India, as well as mandatorily charge a service tax for such a horrible and tortured service. It is very shameful of them. We were asked to order entries if we need appetizers. I think they mean a main dish. If we only wanted appetizers, then they said we will not be served. Irony is the picture outside the restaurant. And in this picture it says, a customer is the most important visitor on our premises. He is not dependent on us. We are dependent on him. We are not doing him a favor by serving him. He is doing us a favor by giving us an opportunity to do so. Oh, this is epic. The Grand Rude Indian. What else should I add that hasn't been said yet? It is very well explained why more than half of the restaurant was empty on a Friday night. They have no problem to start an argument with the customer even when they are not right. Worst experience on an Indian restaurant. Please read the rest of the customers' reviews before stepping in on that poor restaurant. My girlfriend went to the bathroom and maybe found the roach that another customer 3 months earlier told about. Told the manager about it, so he sent a waiter to check. 10 seconds later, the waiter came back and told him that he couldn't see anything, so the manager himself took a look at it, clearly with no point of interest at all. Rushed service from unprofessional waiters. One was even trying to fight with the chef and was getting extremely aggressive. No apology to the customers who looked shocked and scared. Avoid. The staff were rude, aggressive and intimidating. I was shouted at by the waiter who waved a pen and his hand in my face saying, everyone who enters the restaurant must order a main course. The waiter pushed us to order more food saying it's a management condition. Then my child wanted a little dab of mint chutney and they said they will charge 75 pence times 4 due to the table of 4 for a dab of chutney. When we politely asked them why, answer was, you are in West End tourist district and that's how we do it. Thank you for the food poisoning. Enjoy cleaning it all up from your tiny cramped bathroom. Horrible service, rude staff and food was ridiculously salty. Oh, and made me ill. Being a vegetarian, I can only put it down to poor hygiene and food prep, not like undercooked meat or anything. Incredibly rude service, terrible food, dry meat, old and hard rice. Not to mention they scam their customers. It's a disgusting place all around. Wouldn't recommend it to my worst enemy. This place doesn't deserve even 1 star. Pathetic food, rude staff and dull, stinky ambience. Horribly tasteless food, clearly not freshly cooked. I had food poisoning after eating there. Never ever visit this place. This place is awful. Do not eat here. Horribly rude and snatched the bill out of my hand when I asked for an itemized receipt. The wine tasted like vinegar, and they brought us all an awful cut of lamb and pretended it was chicken. Do not eat here. Starters taken away before I'd even finish eating. It's not about the eating or the experience, more about how many people they can squeeze into a restaurant and churn people out. Worst, I found 4 hair in my food. Never, I'm not going there. Gulab Tandoori is a top-ranked Indian restaurant in London, according to their website. They also have a 3.1 rating on Google Reviews. They offer a wide selection of innovative dishes, and their specialities will surely dazzle your salver. Let's see if their customers agree. Bad services. I saw the waiter cut his nails on the bar when I have my food. Waiter is busy chatting on the phone and doesn't care about diners. Very small with below average food. Waiter was busy on the phone and speaking rather than providing a service to customers. Management needs to look into this if they are to survive. Poor food, and the waiter is too busy watching TV or on his phone. Give it a miss. Empty, quiet restaurant with staff not interested in the customers at all. He was constantly on the phone and speaking to staff from the kitchen. Food was not nice at all. Avoid. Mediocre food, and the waiter rolled his eyes when I asked for tap water. Very bad response by the waiter, and made unwanted comments in local language, which we are aware of. The Gaylord Indian Restaurant is a cozy Indian restaurant offering familiar curries and tandoori dishes in a colourful setting. Very cozy indeed. Let's see how the customers describe it. I found what looked like bugs in my order. The place is infested. This restaurant is caught in a 1980s time bubble. Food so bland, the napkin had more flavour. Worst food I've ever tried in my entire life. I vomited 3 days in a row after having their meal. Plus, they force you to pay 12.5% table charge, which is not mandatory by the law, but they said they don't care. They will rob you in the daylight. Very rude staff. Horrible experience. I regret my entire day. Horrible food and staff. Very low class restaurant. I can promise you, if you ever ate food from here, that's the worst food you ever tasted. That's how bad it is. Very cheap quality food with overpriced menu. Pathetic and horrible food I have ever had in London. Nowhere close to Indian taste. Don't even think of going here. Me and my friend have visited a restaurant yesterday for the first time. I can say it was worst restaurant I have ever been to. Actually, this is a takeaway, not a restaurant, with very low level class in terms of stupid design, rude waiting staff and food. First waiter left us to answer the phone at the middle of taking an order. In terms of food, we have ordered 2 chicken curry with rice. Oh dear. First, rice wasn't fresh. It has been cooked a few days ago. We paid £25 for food and it wasn't enough. A small portion of rice, 4 pieces of chicken. We have left the place hungry. Please avoid this place. Food was way below average. Meat was criminally overcooked. Chapati and naan bread was badly made. Bhaji was like rubber. How difficult can it be to put a little pride and love into the food you are preparing for sale to the public? Step up your game. If it was possible, I would have given negative infinity stars. Such a ridiculous treatment to customers. I went to eat there with my friend and wanted to do a light lunch, and they outright rejected to serve and asked us to order more. Wouldn't it lead to more food waste? Highly inconsiderate behaviour from the restaurant employee. I would never go there next time and wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you click the like and share button. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.